once I hit the go button again, no, it was all, I found it all very straightforward. I mean, there's the process that is suggested that we follow, and all the information was on the website. And I just thought, you know what, I'll just tick off things one at a time. The first thing obviously was the food business registration through our local council, and I was under the impression that I would have many weeks to wait until that happened, and I did not in the end. I submitted 1 week and I was having my kitchen inspected the next week. So that all happened really fast, which was amazing. And I think generally from what I'm hearing is that local councils are supportive of people, you know, working from home if possible. And, you know, it works for them, it works for us. So nothing to be scared about, just go into it being very open to the process. And in terms of everything else, I just ticked off one thing at a time.
It's been such a lovely journey. It's everything that I felt I've needed has been there, and it's been there in a non-overwhelming way. So it's there in a stepwise way. It's like this beautiful little drip feed that says, so you've done your kitchen inspection, so then now what's next? And so you've done your insurance, so now what's next? And I love that, because you can get over the fear of, you know, first of all getting involved, and then it's like, oh God, now I've got to get this business going. But in fact, what then happened was stepwise. It was like this beautiful kind of, timeline of smaller steps.
From hitting the go button again to actually producing, you know, for my first paying customer was less than 2 months.
And then the equipment, I had a lot of equipment already. And even if I didn't, I love hearing about the other Primalistas, like Emily, who hand mixes some of her stuff, because you don't need high-end gadgets. You know, you might have already exactly what you need. I mean, for milling my flax seeds, I just use a little $20 bullet that I got from Target, and it does the most perfect milling of my flax seeds. So you don't need anything that's, you know, really high end or complicated or anything. And if you've got it, great. But if you don't, it doesn't make a difference here or there. So
join a business that has already put in the hard work with the labels, with the products, with the recipes, with the branding, you know, all that structure and that basis is there. So it's not a case of having to come up with all of that stuff yourself. There's a brand behind you. So, you know, all those structures and those strategic things are taken care of.
It has been a very busy time, and I have had to learn to time manage myself a bit better, and, you know, make sure I have time for my children and my family and myself. And it's a hard one, because what am I trying to say? I have had to kind of step back and think, right, this is very important and it needs to be done, but so are other things as well. And this business does allow me to do that, which is great.
Being able to mold my business and my passion around my family is probably the most important thing, because it's the way that I can look after my mental health, knowing that if my children are still the number one priority, and I can invest in myself and my business and my passion, it's just beautiful harmony.
I'm always discovering new things about myself, and through Primal Alternative and the business model. And I thought I would be terrified of putting myself out there to stockists, but I feel like our products appeal to a really particular demographic, and people will either want our products or not. And so I have no attachment to whether they do or they don't, because there are always going to be people that do want our products.
I've made lots of new friends who have become customers, and I've had amazing feedback. from all of those people and the ones that continue to order, which is great.
I've been finding that approaching stockists has actually been really lovely. I've met some really amazing people. Everyone's been really supportive and really interested in the products.
That first stockist that I got, that was huge, because that was like a cold call. And I'd always lived in fear, dreadful fear of that. And I was so nervous before that, that phone call. and I rang, and that was so beautiful. And they said, "Oh, we'd love," and I offered Sam, I said, "Oh, we'd love to meet you." And the person said, "Oh, okay. Oh, I'll let's come up next week and meet." And for me, that was a huge breakthrough.
What I've realised with embarking on this journey is that if something aligns with your own values, if it really aligns with your own values and the way that you live, then it's a very natural process. So never at one point have I gone into a stockist and felt really nervous because I had to pitch something. And in the corporate world, I was in sponsorship and big corporate events and had to talk to CEOs about parting with $50,000 for their sponsorship, and how could I guarantee that they'd get value out of what I was selling. Whereas with this, I believe in the product that much and in what we're doing that it doesn't faze me. I'm not scared to walk in and say, "Hey, this is Primal Alternative, give us a go." So I think having something aligned with your values makes it far easier. The sisterhood that exists is truly incredible and inspiring. I can pick up my phone, hop onto our Facebook group and go, "Hey, I'm having an issue with this. What has anyone else tried? What ideas have you got? What do you do here?" And the responses are always encouraging. So we kind of building our own businesses, but we've got that support of the sisterhood.
The Facebook group has been amazing, and the support on there is just, it's really special. I don't think there's too many other businesses where you would get the same amount of encouragement and feedback from people doing the same thing as you. And one of the beautiful things is that there's no zero sense of competition on there. It's just pure support and encouragement and feedback, I mean, that's why we go there too.
The other saving grace for me as well was having an accountability sister. So a shout out to Katrina in Victoria, because jumping on a phone call with her and just doing a bit of a video chat and just sort of workshopping through some of the things that I was really struggling with, that I was allowing to become this big hurdle that really wasn't. And so really from there, I guess my motto for myself is slow and steady wins the race. So even if it's just having a list of things to do and just doing one thing at a time, that one thing at a time makes that list smaller than not doing anything at all. So yeah, it's a business that can work for you. It works in for your lifestyle. As I mentioned, I've got 2 kids. I work part-time. So it's just about fitting that in with what I can do as well. But doing something you enjoy doing. I enjoy baking. I enjoy cooking. And so why not have the opportunity to earn a little bit of income from it as well?
If you're on the fence, maybe just say yes. Just take a leap of faith. These are very strange and uncertain times, and I really don't think you've got anything to lose if this business model is really appealing to you. I think you're not going to change your mind if you wait. You'll end up just going, "Why didn't I do this sooner?"